What's up, everybody? Adam here, with the squeaky share of the Lord of the Rings shirt and a new decision. Keyboard. I got my first keyboard today. Pretty exciting stuff. I've been playing on it for a little bit now. A couple reasons I'm making this video. First off, some good news, bad news stuff for me. For those of you who know me, I did have to do some trade-ins to get this today. So don't worry, I'm still playing guitar, still singing, all that fun stuff. Don't think they take my vocal cords anyway. But I do still have my Mexican Strat sitting over in the corner, over in that end. And I also do still have the Ovation Celebrity up on the wall over here right now. And I'm still playing acoustic, still playing electric, still, improving on that and having fun. But I did trade in a pretty big guitar in my life, for those of you who have known me growing up. The Takamine G Series that I got when I was about 15, 16 years old, somewhere around there, maybe even younger, I can't remember. I've had that that guitar for at least 15 or 16 years, though, and when I was in high school, that thing was attached to my hip. Every single place that I went, that guitar came with me, and it's sat in my closet for the past several years, unused, and I pulled it out a couple days ago and kind of had a thought to myself of, if I'm not going to play it, why is it still here? And there was that emotional attachment that kind of kept me at it. But somebody online kind of pointed out something that pulled me in a different direction. Basically, it was, if your house burned down today in a fire and the insurance were to cover your guitars, with the money you get from that guitar, would you go buy it again? And sadly, the answer was no. It was a great guitar. It lasted me a long time. Gave me a lot of really good memories. The first songs I ever wrote were on that guitar, and that's important to me. But I'm not just going to let it sit in my closet and collect dust for sentimental value, as much as it hurt to see it go. Played it last night for the last time, played a couple songs on it, and gave it the little love pat as I left the store this morning, and came home with this Tone CTS1. And I have wanted to learn piano since I was a kid and have just never gotten around to it, whether it was time, whether it was available resources, whatever. But now I have both. I had the resources to get a keyboard to start off with, and I have the time to practice. And I want to get into it. And that's number one. The reason I'm making this is because I want to bring you guys that know me, and maybe eventually the rest of YouTube, hi, along in this journey. I'm going to try to have a video a week kind of thing going, where it kind of shows what I've been working on and what new things I'm going to be working on, and kind of tracks my improvement over the next year or so, we'll say. Goal right now, and this is a lofty goal in my opinion, is to, at this point next year, be able to play Clair de Lune. Throwing that out there. If it happens, I'm going to be happy. If it doesn't, oh well, I'm still going to keep trucking on. But all that said, I wanted to bring you guys along for the journey. And the second reason that I want to make videos like this and bring you guys along, not just to see my progress and have videos to go back and look at a couple years from now and say, man, I can't believe that's how I used to play. I've had a bit of a rough time with music over the past few years. Those of you who do know me know that I played guitar and sang regularly, even on worship teams and stuff growing up. And after a lot of moving around, leaving the military, going to school, moving back to Texas for school, moving back out of Texas to get a job. Immediately after getting a job, started having kids. I kind of lost the part of myself that was musical for a while. There was actually a couple-year period where I didn't even really touch my guitars. And I tried last year to join the worship team at my church, and it did not go well at all. And it devastated me. And since then, I have been trying to push myself back into this. And I started playing guitar again, started singing, learned several new songs, been having a lot of fun with that, and, playing songs that work for me where I'm at now, that get me emotionally connected, but there's just so much missing because I'm 31 years old and self-taught guitar, self-taught vocals, and I don't know much about music. And so I want to push myself and get back into all this, and what better way to do it, and what better way to learn about music than to play an instrument that is literally music theory in front of you. So, yeah, you guys get to come along for that journey of, hopefully, me falling back in love with music. And should be fun, hopefully. And if this does start going public eventually in the future, hopefully seeing this, if you're one of those people like I have been, who life hit and your love with music kind of dwindled for a while, hopefully this can help you get back into it as well. So that's enough of me muttering on. Let's talk about the setup here. I got like I said, a Casio-tone CTS-1. Loving it so far. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to sit here and review this thing super heavily because, to be honest, I don't know much about keyboards. However, the research that I did do through YouTube and multiple top 10 beginner pianos for 2022 lists, I kind of narrowed it down to either the CTS-1 from Casio or the EG373, I think it is, from Yamaha. And while I liked the 373, it seemed like it might be a little too much. I wanted to start very, very simplistic, not too many buttons and frills and screens and all kind of crazy stuff, so that I can focus on the music of it all instead of the operation of the keyboard. And the CTS-1 kind of does that for me. So that's what I ended up going with, and it's beautiful, it sounds great, I love it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. So I'll probably, after some time, once I get really familiar with this instrument, do a little, hey, this is what I think of the CTS-1, this is how it's been for me as someone who's starting piano, and why I think you should get it, right? But not right now. So yeah, here's week 1, right? Starting on Saturday, October 15th, the day before my second daughter's first birthday. So what am I working on this week? Well, there's a couple things. First off, I'm starting with some very, very basic things, right? Like, of course, and I don't know if I can get the piano and the chair to the right height, but things like posture, sitting at the edge of the chair, sitting up straight, and making sure I've got my arms loose and hit the position and don't slump, right? This is something that I was doing earlier when I was playing around, and gosh, horrible production quality, but I don't know. Let me scoot over, see if that'll give. No, that made it worse. Oh my gosh. Whatever. we're just going to miss the top of my head. My hair's not looking too great anyway today. But yeah, being able to come up to the keyboard. I don't want to slump my wrists because that's something that I was doing when I was playing around earlier. And man, did I feel that in my forearms. And looking into it, you want to like drop your arms, but have your wrists loose, but kind of up, and kind of use the weight of your arms to help press keys. And so that's one of the things I'm going to be working on, of course. And then some of the basic like C major scales, so the 5-key scale. I've been working on that all day, and being able to play it with both hands. And then I'm also starting to try to work on independence between my two hands. And this is where it gets really hard. And this is a big moment for me because I don't like messing up in front of people, and that's one of the things I'm trying to break through. So one of the exercises that I've seen online for helping to teach hand independence is being able to play like chord notes and half notes and all that kind of stuff. So starting off simple, maybe something like ooh. So I already messed that one up, that's fun. But then getting even more intense, something like this. Right? And then being able to do that with both hands. So I've been practicing that one a lot today, and it feels a little bit easier. But then being able to do the just regular runs with my left hand, and coming in with like the quarter notes or whatever it is with my right hand. Not a music theory guy, so let's see if I can do it. Somebody working on stuff like that. And then, of course, trying to work through hand positions, so like doing the full scale and being able to know when to switch for both hands. Oop. Which is going to take some work. And then, of course, I can only do this very slowly right now, trying to incorporate them both together. So there we go. Alright. Figured it out eventually. Obviously my brain is spinning too much right now. So I'm going to be working on those this week, trying to get those down, learn to be comfortable moving around the keyboard, and I was probably slapping my wrists again. I know I was. And then just trying to switch between basic chords and their bass notes and stuff. So, being able to play like a chord pattern, maybe something like this. Figure it out. Just playing around with chords like that, being able to switch. I've seen some other videos that are talking about, learning how to use which fingers even for the 3-note chords. So like going from standard position to being able to do like the 1-2-4 split, stuff like that. A lot of the basics this week, and maybe it's too much for me to try to tackle in a week. Maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll see how much practice I put in and how I do after 1 week of all this. And of course, all of that with the ADHD kicking in and kicking out of practice mode and just playing around and making random funny sounds on the keyboard. But that's where I'm at with all of that. right now, and I'm going to spend the week practicing. We're going to see how it goes. I'm also going to see how I can get this business all set up to maybe make it look a little better and go from there. But here's the first video. So, no, this is not sheet music or anything. I don't know how to read music yet. That's going to be part of this process, hopefully. This is just some instructions on how to use the piano. I was trying to learn how to set up the metronome earlier so that I can use that in going through these scales and stuff. So, well, hopefully you guys will enjoy being along for the ride. I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, hopefully by this time next year, I'll be playing some songs that I really love. So, thanks for checking in.